All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy CMB checking in with a quick post-fight reaction to Keith. One time Thurman versus Brock Jarvis over in Sydney, Australia. First of all, congratulations to Keith Thurman for improving his record to 31-1. You guys know he only had that one loss to Manny Pacquiao, and he did it in dramatic fashion tonight, guys. And he's finally got that knockout highlight reel he's been looking for. It's been quite some time since Keith Thurman has KO'd someone. I think maybe 2013, 2014, around that area. But he finally gets that highlight reel, and he's back. He is back, and the fight went pretty much the way I thought it would go. You guys know, who watch the channel, know that I just didn't think Brock Jarvis had anything special about him going into a fight with a guy of Keith Thurman's caliber. Of course, I thought this was, a tune-up fight to get him back into the swing of things when it comes to the sport of boxing, and basically it was. And I was surprised, to be honest with you guys, how sharp Keith Thurman actually looked in the fight. I thought there would be some ring rust there, but, he seemed to be perfectly fine in the fight. Now, as far as the knockout goes, he dropped him twice in the third round. He had a beautiful four-piece combination that dropped Jarvis first, and it ended with I think it was an uppercut that it ended with. And Jarvis did get back up, to his credit, and then he gets dropped again, I think with a left hook, and that was all she wrote. He could no longer continue in the fight. But very entertaining. Keith Thurman, leading up to the fight, he has a great mouthpiece. He was all over social media, all over YouTube, doing interviews, and just making it a fun time for boxing fans out there. So I'm glad that he's finally back in the sport. Tim Tszyu, I don't know if Tim Tszyu's next. Everybody's saying he should fight Tim Tszyu. I said before the Tim Tszyu fight, leading up to that Tim Tszyu fight, that I thought that Keith Thurman was food for Tim Tszyu, and I think a lot of that was for the simple fact Keith Thurman being out of the ring so long at the time. Tim Tszyu, he was the new hot thing at 154. But looking at Tim Tszyu's last two fights, looking at how sharp Thurman looked, I just think, I gotta change your heart when it comes to that. I don't think Tim Tszyu can beat Keith Thurman right now. He's got a lot of work cut out for him, I think, to beat that version of Keith Thurman that we saw there. Like I said, it looked like he hasn't been out of the ring at all with his performance. Tim Tszyu, he's a possibility, of course. You got others there. Errol Spence Jr. Everybody's been wanting Keith and Errol to get into the ring. I'm not quite sure how Errol feels about fighting Keith Thurman. He said he'd never fight Keith Thurman, but you can never say never when it comes to the sport of boxing. There's other guys, Jermell Charlo, talking about making a comeback. I think that would be a great fight. You have champions like Sebastian Fundora there. There's a lot of opportunity for Keith Thurman at 154 pounds. I think I did hear an interview where he said he wouldn't mind fighting Ryan Garcia. We know that that's probably for a big payday. That's what he's looking at down the line there, if that actually takes place. But I'm just glad Keith's back, guys. I'm glad he's back in the swing of things. We'll see what happens next with his career. And it's just refreshing to see a guy who's a student of the game. And he's a real boxer, guys. He's got great footwork, great timing, speed, and, he has all the attributes of a great fighter. But you guys let me know what you think about the fight. Brock Jarvis, I don't want to shit on Brock Jarvis. He's young. I think this was an opportunity of a lifetime for him, and I think this is something that he can learn from. He can learn from this, and he can go on to be a better fighter. But you guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.